कृपा सिन्धुभ्यैव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। मूकं करोति वाचालं पङ्गुं लङ्घयते गिरिं यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे श्रीगुरुं दीनतारिणम्। Once more prayer to Bhagavatam. Asadu sadhudadai ati nichochatakara hanam chakadachinman premna hritkantayasvara. This prayer was given by Satarupa. It was probably long. There is a series of prayers for Bhagavatam, and this one is really nice. It says asadu sadhudadai, like any asadu, like not a sadhu will become sadhu. Ati nichochatakara, whoever is like uttermost fallen also will become elevated. So please come and recite prema with affection, with kanta, like within my heart, within my voice or speech, and also what else? Throat, voice. And my laptop did not turn on. So I have something that I want to recite also before. We will recite this prayer and then we will learn the meaning at the end. Mam ukra dharmat akhilat pramadan narayana patu narascha hasat tattastva yogat ata yoga nadaha payat gunesha kapila karma balda. So today's verse, I was considering if we can do, we will try to just read both 10 and 11 because Prabhu covered 10 very briefly yesterday. So just like a touch. Panchama kapilo nama Siddhesha kala viplutam Provacha suraye samkhyam Tattva grama vinirnayam. Next one. Shashtamatre apatyatvam Vrita prapto anasuyaya Anvikshikim alarkaya Prahlada Uchivan. If Prabhu's can recite 10th verse and Mataji's can do 11th verse. Panchama kapilo nama Siddhesha kala viplutam Provacha suraye samkhyam Tattva grama vinirnayam.
Panchama kapilo nama
Siddhesha kala viplutam Provacha suraye samkhyam Tattva grama vinirnayam.
Panchama kapilo nama
Siddhesha Siddheshakalaviplutam Provacha Suraye Sankyam Tattva-grama-vinirnayam. The fifth incarnation, named Lord Kapila, is foremost among perfected beings. He gave an exposition of the creative elements and metaphysics to Asuri Brahmana, for in course of time, this knowledge had been lost. I'll read short purpose, we'll read and then we'll go to the next. The sum total of creative elements is 24 in all. Each and every one of them is explicitly explained in the system of Sankhya philosophy. Sankhya philosophy is generally called metaphysics by the European scholars. The etymological meaning of Sankhya is that which explains very lucidly by analysis of the material elements. This was done for the first time by Lord Kapila, who is said herein to be the fifth in the line of incarnations. Text 11. Mataji would like to recite.
Shashtama atre apatratvam Britah prapto anasuyava Anvikshikim alarkaya Prahlada divya uchivan Shashtramatre apatyatvam Vrita prapto anasuyaya Anvikshikim alarkaya Prahlada divya uchivan.
The sixth incarnation of the Purusha was the son of the sage Atri. He was born from the womb of Anasuya, who prayed for an incarnation. He spoke on the subject of transcendence to Alarka, Prahlada, and others, Yadu, Aigya, etc. The Lord incarnated himself as Dattatreya, the son of Rishi Atri and Anasuya. The history of the birth of Dattatreya as an incarnation of the Lord is mentioned in the Brahmanda Purana in connection with the story of the devoted wife. It is said there that Anasuya, the wife of Rishi Atri, prayed before the Lord Brahma, Vishnu, and Shiva as follows: My lords, if you are pleased with me, and if you desire me to ask from you some sort of blessings, then I pray that you combine together to become my son. This was accepted by the lords, and as Dattatreya, the Lord expounded the philosophy of the spirit soul, and especially instructed Alarka, Prahlada, Yadu, and Haideya, etc. Okay. The chapter 1 in the first canto began with questions of the sages. There were 6 questions, as we all know. And in chapter 2, Sutta Goswami starts speaking by saying that, oh wow, beautiful questions, I'm getting excited, so I'm going to start answering. So he started like that. And when he started, he first answered the first 2 questions with one answer. First 2 questions were, what is the ultimate good? And what is the essence of all scriptures, right? So, what is the one-word answer that he gave? Anybody? I mean, he did give it one word, but we can get it from there. Okay, Padadharma. What is Padadharma? What is our Padadharma? Bhakti. So, devotion service. So, that's the answer for both questions in essence. And then he goes on telling that, yes, bhakti is the process, but how do you do it? In Grihastha how do you do it? In this one, how do you do it? In that one, how do you do it? How do you manage your money in bhakti? How do you, he really goes into the process of bhakti. And after describing in simple words about the process, then he says about the result. Like, when you do like this, you'll move from the Adav Shraddha to Bhava and Prema. It's really beautiful. So he gives all that, and after that he really gives a punchline. Okay, bhakti process has to be done only for one person. It's not for all the devatas that are present in the universe. It's only for Vasudeva. That especially is only for Krishna. So he says like that, and then he describes how Vasudeva is the supreme, fruit of all penances, and Vasudeva is para yoga, Vasudeva is para kriya, and he goes on, beautifully describing. So that until then he has only answered 2 questions. After that, he has a little description about Purusha Avataras, and that is the 4th question. Right? So Sage asks the 4th question. So he says briefly, and then this is elaborated in 2nd and 3rd canto. All the Purusha Avataras, the creative Purushas who create. Karanadakashaya Vishnu, Garbhodakashaya Vishnu, and Kshirodakashaya Vishnu. After that, then he goes back to 3rd question at the end of this chapter, set 2. The 3rd question is, why did Krishna appear as a baby for Devaki and Vasudeva? So then he says, Krishna appeared to, what was the purpose? I mean, we've heard it so many times. What is the purpose for Krishna appearing here?
We don't have to take birth again. We don't have to.
Yeah, so we don't have to take birth again. So he takes birth, officially takes birth, so that we don't have to take birth. From there we understand his mood of why he does all this. When anybody does something, I can't say generalize, commonly when someone does something amazing, there is some portion of for me part, depending on their level of bhakti process, where they are in their bhakti, or where they are in their maturity of self-realization. So, but when Krishna does, it's not for him. Nothing he does is for him, in one sense. So he comes as Krishna here in the Bhuloka as the son of Vasudeva and Devaki, just for the sake of reclaiming the conditioned souls from here. So that's the mood. And after that, chapter 3 starts. And chapter 3 is beginning also with Purusha Avataras. Why he is again telling about Purusha Avataras is because he is going to give all the list of Leela Avataras after that. That is the 5th question. And all the Leela Avataras come through who? Purusha Avataras. They come from Krishna, but into the world when they come, into this world when they come, the gateway is our Garbhodakashaya Vishnu and Kshirodakashaya Vishnu. They come from there. So he describes a little bit about Purusha Avataras again and a tiny bit about Vishnu, Virat Rupa. And then he goes into Leela Avataras from the 5th or something, 5th verse or 6th verse or something. It begins with in the 6th verse, he starts Leela Avataras. That is question number 5. Question number 6 is reserved for the chapter end of this chapter. That is where does all the religious principles reside after Krishna has left. So like this, he is really going very nice, journey, taking the sages through different questions. This is like an introduction, and then the details come in later cantos. So I think that's what Prabhupada said. The first 3 cantos are having everything. Then later are actually just like expansion of this first thing. So then now our verses for today is 10 and 11, and we know about Kapila a lot. We know in this sense we've heard a lot about Kapila, how this amazing appearance happens, right? So I'm just going to share whatever I remember hearing from here and there about Kapila, and then we can see why we have to read about these personalities. So Kapila is the son of Devavati and Kadamuni. And then Kadamuni is such a wonderful person in general, and he becomes super wonderful father because he goes and meditates under the instruction of his father, even though he is not interested in this whole hangama of family life, because he has been already meditating so many years, and so he is kind of like is detached from this whole process of mind and I. So he doesn't want to enter into it, but he takes the instruction of Lord Brahma and he goes and meditates. And this place is described as so beautiful, springtime all the time, and beautiful berries here and there, and flowers, and natural waterfalls, and it's really nice. It's very easy to get attracted to all these things. The way I describe, I feel attracted already. But in that place, he's sitting and meditating on Krishna. Because, there are some attractions for all of us. It may be in mode of ignorance, passion, or goodness. It's whatever it is, it's attraction. Unless it is connected with Krishna. So he sits there and meditates how much he would be detached from beginning itself. And then, out of his penance and austerity, Krishna comes. Okay. Officially Lord Vishnu comes, but Krishna comes. When Krishna comes, it's so beautiful that he doesn't just come stand and just start giving blessings. He has a teardrop in his eye. He has a teardrop. Because he is so amazed by this person who is so detached. Krishna is a full-time renunciant, right? He is like one of his opulences is like all renunciation. But that person, as Krishna, that personality is getting amazed by Muni, who is also like such a renunciant, but he is doing things just for the sake of abiding by the instruction that he was given. So he has a teardrop, and this teardrop is so beautiful, it falls on the ground and becomes a Bindu Sarovar. And we went to that place when we went to Dwarka, right? It was so amazing. I don't know whether Bindu Sarovar or whatever, but we heard so much in Bhagavatam. We go there and see there are deities of Kadambari, deities of our Kapiladev and Devahuti, and then there is this pond. We don't have to do anything, we just go there and see. It's like Bindu Sarovar is teardrop from Lord Vishnu's eyes, It's so beautiful. So all these things he is doing for what purpose? To reclaim us. So that's why the places are still left. Until this material creation is going to be there, all these places are going to be left. So that whoever comes here, they will see this one and that one get little attraction for Krishna. So that's why they're eternally here. They don't have to be eternally here, right? Vrindavan, Mathura, Dwarka, why they have to be eternally present? They are there in the original place also, but they're here for our sake. It's not just a pastime. There is a reason behind the pastime. And then, Lord Vishnu asks, what do you want? And then he's like feeling so embarrassed. I don't know. I'm asking you for this silly kind of a blessing. I want a wife. How hard it would be to ask our spiritual master to go and ask, I want a husband, I want a wife, go and ask. I can say, I'm not even pure, but I feel some embarrassment. Imagine Kadambari's position, he is so purified and then he wants to ask this, but he puts it in a way that, I want to abide by this instruction, I want to assist my father. So for this service sake alone, can you get me married? And then, so the sweet exchange goes on and our Lord Vishnu says that, I've already pre-arranged. You don't have to worry, they're going to come. Right after I leave, they're going to come. So you get married. Don't say anything. You don't have to even investigate what's the background check. Nothing is needed. So get married. So as soon as they come, Swayambhu is a Kshatriya. And then here is our Brahmana Kadambari. They both are competing to give respect to each other. They don't know. They are thinking you are best. This person thinking he is best. So they are competing to. So see the atmosphere. We have to have this atmosphere for Krishna to appear. There has to be respect. There has to be humility. That embarrassment cannot be like a material kind of embarrassment where I run away from Krishna. I can't ask this silly thing from my spiritual master, so better I run away. That's the embarrassment which commonly people know. Because embarrassment means it's very uncomfortable. We feel like a worm, or we feel like a tiny super wonderful creature, to feel embarrassed. And then after the embarrassment, we run away from shelter. But here, the embarrassment went towards the shelter, then that is humility. So this humility is there, respect is there. There's so much detachment at the same time attachment. There's like so many conflicting emotions are there at the present at the same time. the baseline of all that is connection with Krishna. So when all these things are there, then Krishna appears. So like naturally, Krishna said, okay, fine, I will become your son, and I will come as Kapila. So he comes as Kapila, and the already detached Radha Muni. Oh my God, this is unimaginable for me. He's so detached, and he expands into 9 different forms to beget children. I mean, this is really like above me. Like, how can a Vasudeva Sattva person come into try to do something in mode of passion? I mean, kind of mode of passion. This whole samsara activity is mode of passion. So he comes down like that and does his job, but then he is not attached anymore. He's like, okay, 9 daughters are got, I'm done. And then Mother Devahuti says, you know what, I wanted a son. And yeah, I remember, son has to be born. So then again, then after that he's like, okay, bye, I'm leaving. I'm done with my duty, I'm done. You get liberated because this is Krishna. When do we need, as women needs protection. And men needs to give. This is natural flow of relationship. Men need to maintain, women need to be protected, and women need to care, and men need to, manage. This is natural. There is nothing wrong in each person doing their roles. And this whole feminism of, I don't have to be protected is not true. We all need protection, but especially we have that thing inside. So it's totally fine. So here Mother Devahuti wants to be protected. And Kadamani is saying, boy, that's not grihasthashram, that's not the right way to take sannyas and just go. But then he has a point there. The ultimate protector is sitting at home. Who am I to protect you? So I am going, my job is done. So he is going. And after he goes is the interesting part. 24th chapter, 3rd canto, Kapila Dev appears. And 25 until 32 is all about Kapila Dev. They can't even summarize what he has done. So he is doing this whole 25, 26, 7 chapters, right? 7 or 8 chapters. Whole thing is him. And this whole thing, when Krishna appears, when somebody gets attached to Krishna, they become detached to everything. So like that, Kanda Muni became detached. Even though he was already detached, he became further detached when Kapila Dev appeared. It was so easy for him to say bye-bye, And then Mother Devahuti is not less. She has perfected Ashtanga Yoga before her marriage. She's not a simple person like ladies of this Kali Yuga. She's a pakka lady. And then with that, she had so much humility and disregard for the basic bodily needs. She served and served forever. So they are the values that actually one drives by. Even when we see Mahabharata, Yudhishthira Maharaj has some set of values. When life is driven by principles and values, external forces don't bother too much. One is able to just move on. When life is driven by just practicalities, then we go with the flow everywhere and then we don't find a purpose in the end. So here Mother Devahuti has built this Grihastha ashram even before her marriage based on the values of service. So, and this service awakened her inquiry. It's not that she was not an inquisitive person, but officially it awakened her inquiry because she served and then when Kakamuni said bye, he was like, what do you mean? So who's going to help me get liberated? And how? I need fearlessness. I am a woman, I need fearlessness. And then Kadamuni says you take shelter of Kapila Dev. He is so much younger, right? Officially, he is a son. How many of us would feel so comfortable to go and ask our children, please deliver me? It's like, even if they are really nice devotees, can you help me understand this? It's really weird, right? We are either teachers or fathers or mothers. Please don't try it out, but I'm just saying, everybody has to have the level of, So then Kapila Dev is Krishna himself, and then Mother Devahuti goes and asks, and she particularly asks this one question about how to get out of, we do so many things in this world, and how is that the mind cannot get attached? What is it? How can we not get attached? How to free the mind from this whole thing, even if you're functioning? So then the whole 7 chapters and this Sankhya philosophy comes, right? In the Sankhya philosophy, we know Samyak is the word that we have, Samyak Pranehite Avalamana. All the Samyak is the word which says complete. Samyak means complete. And Sankhya, Kya means actually counting or description. So Sankhya means description of a complete description of what Kala Vipluta, the verse says, right? Kala Vipluta. And time, complete description of time. In it, when will time become active? In material creation. Time is not, Maharaj uses a word, Rompa Maharaj, inconspicuous, right? Something like that. So, oh my God, there's so much English in there in Bhagavad. So it's inconspicuous spiritual word. Here it is so present. So when it is Kala Vipluta, there's complete description of time means a complete description of creation. Here we are trying to understand how when I plant a tree, how it sprouts 1 leaf, 2 leaf, and then we botanically give it a name and all these kind of things, right? And then we understand cleavage of this. I mean, I'm from biology background, so this is what. Right? And then when we try to take the technology side, when you put this chip and that chip, it's going to work like this. These kind of things. We are thinking that we have understood this part. I have graduated engineering. I have graduated, medical school. I know how the body functions now. I know how heart, so now I know how to read an EKG. Wow, it's like such a thing, But here, Kapila Dev is giving description of whole material creation. It is already there. How best we would even feel about ourselves. I mean, it's not for personal gain, but still, how best we would feel to be in the natural state of understanding this subject matter, Bhagavatam. All these other feelings are of negligible. Our engineering graduation and whatever, accolades we have received, everything becomes, it becomes complete when we kind of get into this subject matter and receive this, right? So I was amazed because I was saying to Linda yesterday, I had this watch. I got this maybe 3 weeks ago. It's like a smart watch and you walk and then it shows the steps, right? And it shows calories and all that. I was so mesmerized. I don't know. I was so mesmerized. I walk and they show. I will walk for some time and then see if it changes. So at the end of the day, I will see how much okay. And every 1 hour it will keep reminding, walk around, I'm sleeping, it's like walk around. This is a big invention for me, it's like amazing. But this counting of steps is giving me so much amazement. How much would Kapila Dev Sankhya, that counting will give me amazement, It's unimaginable. Krishna is so amazing, it's unimaginable. And then he has all 6 opulences, right? In the 6 opulence, he can show all 6 opulences just coming as Krishna. And he has done it too. But when he takes one subject, it's like PhD thesis. One subject, one opulence, and then show it to full. Because sometimes it doesn't enter. If he shows little bit, it doesn't enter. Oh yeah, it's Krishna Lila. Dwarka, he has so many palaces. He was there in all the palaces. Yeah, I've heard it. Beautiful. I mean, that's all. Right? There's no this. Wow, this is so amazing. Krishna is so great. So he takes one opulence and manifests for that one opulence, all for the sake of reclaiming. This is the purpose. He doesn't have to do all this. He has his own happiness with all his devotees. They are happy, he is happy, all these things are happening. But it's not just for their own happiness. They are doing so that we can also take part in their happiness. So this one opulence is of renunciation, or the one opulence of knowledge and intelligence. It needs a lot of intelligence to read third canto. I don't know. It's so amazing, but nothing stays in. I tried, but it's difficult. But Krishna will give that intelligence also. So he's perfectly showed the whole thing. For 7 chapters, he shows this opulence of knowledge and intelligence. Because everything comes from him. For him, it's not an opulence. For us, it is opulence. Oh my God, so a person is so knowledgeable. So Kapila Dev is counted among sages because of that reason. So, and then the next incarnation, the 11th verse is about Dattatreya. We read the purport. When we read the purport, there is, where is this? Yeah, we know this Atri, sage Atri and Anasuya. They also did a lot of penance. In this side, in this particular, appearance of Krishna as Dattatreya, Mother Anasuya did so much penance. She is glorified. She did so much penance. There is a description in 4th canto. We may not have time, but these are the verses. 4th canto, 1st chapter, 15 onwards, 33rd verse. So beautifully described. They both did so much austerity. Year after year, they are doing austerity, and then without knowing who is the Supreme Lord, right? They are doing austerity. So this is to actually help us understand that Adavshraddha part, it's not like simple. If we approach sincerely to Krishna, Krishna knows and everybody else knows, Lord Shiva knows, Lord, everybody knows that who we are approaching. So they don't come and compete. Like outside there is a joke, I don't know, India has Kundali gods. You call one person, they compete with you, and they don't come. And this is really like, they don't come to save you. It's like really, this is like something so horrible kind of joke. Here, we don't understand that apart from us, everybody else in the universe knows Krishna is Supreme Lord. Only we don't know. Everybody else knows. Lord Shiva knows, Lord Brahma knows, and all the devatas know. Everybody else other than us know for a fact that Govinda is the Adipurusha, he is the Bhagavan. They know everything. And so they don't have any competition. They happily direct you to Krishna. Provided that our purpose is really sincere, right? So here Anasuya, Mother Anasuya and Atri Muni is praying with penances, and then just for safety's sake, all three of them come. Brahma, Vishnu, Shiva, because they just want to make sure what do they really want. And we don't know they're calling, but and they're mainly calling, oh Lord of the universe. In universe there is 3 guna avatars. So all of them come because they're calling on lords. Oh lords, please come. So then it doesn't, so they understand that okay, they're calling within this universe, whoever is topmost, all of them come. So all 3 of them come, and then Mother Anasuya and Atri Muni, they don't know how to begin, and it's the same thing, right? Kada Muni, he doesn't know how to begin. It's not vividly explained here, but then everybody has that awakening thing happen. Krishna is right in front of us, if we had all seen him, so if there is some awakening. So then they ask, we want to have you as our sons. Because the 3 of them are standing, so then we want to have you as our sons. Mother Anasuya combine and come. But then they don't combine. I mean, we have seen pictures and deities where Dattatreya has 3 heads, and I always thought Brahma is Dattatreya. I never knew. Because then I used to wonder why 3 heads, we used to have 4 heads, all these kind of things. But then now we understand from scriptures that there's 3 personalities. And in some places it is described, they do appear as 3 different personalities. One is Lord Chandra, or moon god. Who's moon god? Brahma appears as moon god, Soma. They are all partial expansions, right? And then our Lord Shiva expands and comes as Durga Muni, through Atri Muni and Anasuya. And then Lord Vishnu comes as Dattatreya. And this Dattatreya is also, there is not too much spoken about. But one thing we understand, the commonality between Dattatreya, Lord Dattatreya and Lord Kapila is Sankhya philosophy. Because Dattatreya also was counted among the foremost of sages. He also exhibited renunciation, and he also expounded on Sankhya philosophy. The little bit is given in this purport. This was accepted by the Lord Dattatreya. As Dattatreya, the Lord expounded the philosophy of the spirit soul, and especially instructed to, I don't know where he actually instructed to Prahlad Maharaj. Maybe it's a different Prahlad, we don't know. So all these Yadu, there is some reference I heard that in Uddhava Gita, Krishna says, I have not read. You know something, Mati, can you say?
One part of Uddhava Gita is this Datatraya appearing as
There is a sage here.
and that one is Datatraya.
No problem, Mataji. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, so the Dattatreya comes and Krishna describes this to Uddhava that the foremost of the Yadus receive the teachings from Dattatreya. So Yadu dynasty back, so not after Krishna, before Krishna. So he also expounded on Sankhya philosophy, the commonality. So it's like nice to understand both of them, to our abilities together. So some similarities between both Kapila Dev and Dattatreya. They both came for exhibiting that fact of renunciation and Sankhya philosophy. So, and as Krishna always wants to reclaim us, that's the only purpose for these incarnations. We can label them as leelas and pastimes, and that's it and all that, but then it doesn't end there because that's not a complete picture. The complete picture is Krishna comes only for our sake. He doesn't have any other business here. His business stops when the Shiva Shine comes and enters in Paramatma. That's it. He doesn't have to do anything after that. But he still comes in incarnations just so that our hearts can get touched. So that's how these incarnations. Yeah.
And now I remember this Datatraya is speaking about the 24 gurus.
Yeah.
24 gurus, So 24 gurus in nature.
24, yeah.
In nature, that is a conversation.
And he doesn't have the exact name of Dattatreya. But the Acharya say
he is Dattatreya. So there are no spiritual masters in nature.
Okay.
So the python and the
Yeah. Yeah, it's a lot of detail. Avadhuta Brahmana. Yes, Avadhuta Brahmana. Yeah. Yeah. It's in the Bhagavad Gita. It's like Avadhuta Brahmana. That's all he's called as. He's not really given a name, but Avadhuta.
Yeah.
So he's glorified as Avadhuta, actually. So that's the renunciation part.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So, but one question is like, how does knowing all this impact, how is it going to do any change for us? Because we already know Krishna is the Supreme Lord. We kind of know. We can say officially we kind of know because we are practicing under Bonneville Sampradaya. Officially. Emotionally, I don't know, but officially. Why does it matter? How does it impact? How does knowing about Dattatreya and Kapila impact us?
I mean, Kapila Sankhya, can I speak?
Yeah, speak please. Okay, maybe the thing is not on, bro. I think I didn't turn it on. I forgot. Oh, you did? Okay. Oh. Okay, loud one.
That is, this Sankhya which gives us this enumeration of what we are, our whole thing is made of what we Buddhas and the mind intelligence, moral ego, and high working senses, and fine all of the playing senses, and the mind. And breaking down into, and then the 25th is the soul, right?
Yeah.
So that's very important that you know what we are made, our composition, and the psychophysical.
Yeah.
And then, that is the Sankhya which reveals what you are. And then, of course, Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, but then again, he also teaches in Bhagavad Gita also gives this 24 elements and everything.
Yeah.
So that's very important knowledge for us.
Yeah.
This is what I am. This is my false ego consists of.
Awesome.
My mind intelligence false ego.
Yeah.
And this is my body. And
Yeah.
everybody's body is made of that.
Wow.
That kind of because
Yeah.
there is
I mean, we must know our composition.
Yeah.
Right? At least right now. And then we have to differentiate from this composition, what is my exact composition.
Yeah.
This is my superimposed composition. So when you're saying that, I remembered that in second canto there is this, I was amazed to understand, or not even understand, to know that mind is actually mode of goodness. Have you ever known the second canto? There is combination of, right, Prabhu? There is falsico and mode of goodness. There is mind. We always will think mind is passionate. But yeah, intelligence is passionate. See? It's so like, it's so beautiful to know this. The reason why it helps to know this kind of thing is, I felt that so mind can be brought to goodness.
Yeah.
Right now it is wandering all over the place, but it can be brought to goodness. How can it be brought to goodness is when I come to goodness. Ultimately, paratastu sa, right? Indriya, mano, buddha thing, right? Paranyam. Yeah. But Indriya, paranyam, Indriya, paratastu. Yeah. Yeah. So there is a hierarchy, and the topmost is the spirit soul. So just to know that mind is actually not the culprit. We are the culprit. So we can bring the mind back, but it just takes effort if you are investing.
Even the 3 modes are counted in that 24.
Yeah. Yes.
So it makes, it's really a backbone for our knowledge system.
Awesome.
It's really amazing.
Thank you.
Breaking it down to this is all.
Yeah.
And finally, none of this 24 is you, but that's me.
Build everything and then take it out.
There is a price tag $20.
Price tag. It's an interesting way. Yeah. Any other thoughts about what is it? Why should we? How is it going to make an impact on our conviction, on our faith, or whatever? Or how is it going to take us ahead in our past because of bhakti, knowing Dattatreya and our Lord Kapila?
Yeah.
How is it going to impact others?
It's also feeling about, how much it's at the end of the day, it is just the body. It's just the body, how much you understand the whole elements, etc. Comes as, all these 5 elements and goes as 5 elements.
Yeah.
So there is no value for this.
Yeah.
There is no value for this, but we have to just focus on Krishna. That means it's just a super soul.
Yes.
I think that's what is why now. End of the day, like scientists, they will start researching. There is no value for it. But still, it explains.
Yeah.
But only problem is, Brahma had so much and he created every element of it. I don't understand.
Yeah. So, end of the day, it's not like, it doesn't actually have a value. That's what Prabhu is saying. The value is with Krishna. Mataji.
Yes, you beautifully explained to appear Krishna when you explained about Kadamuni and Kadamuni Brahmadev, that fasting. When you explained, it was very clear that even we are trying to reach Krishna, and the atmosphere we should create is the example we can take from Dattatreya and Dattatreya. Good fasting is the clear picture for us to invite, move in that direction.
So Mataji is saying that, to invite Krishna, what do we have to do? That is even in these 2 pastimes. What do we have to do to actually have Krishna in our presence? So Devarshan is coming. At least for 1 week, not even 1 week, like a few days, can we really think of this? Can we really think of having a purified atmosphere internally, actually? Externally, we can also, we need it, but inside, can we have something to receive Krishna and live? Prabhu, you want to say something?
You can also understand how Krishna is facilitating by creating all these 24 elements such a complex thing just to facilitate our enjoying tendency separate from. We want to come here living Krishna. Krishna is creating such a thing where we all can happily forget Krishna in one sense.
Yeah. And And then when you understand why, then happily go back. That's beautiful. It's wonderful. Yeah. Anything, Prabhu?
Mataji, this place of Krishna, the way is taking the one way to take to express so much detail in our lives, because so many people who really wanted to get into the details of it, even though that is a temporary or even the material things, but still people want to understand to get to the.
That's a beautiful point. Krishna doesn't have to prove himself to us. But he gives this details because we are in so many different modes. At each day, a different mode, actually. Someday we feel so curious, I want to know. And the next day, like, oh yeah, everything is Krishna. Why do I have to read this? But at least when we have that curiosity is available for us to really nourish us in this that way or that. In this direction, somehow we have to nourish us. So he's making it available. Prabhu, something?
I was thinking that Krishna says in that chapter of Gita that he gives the intelligence, right?
Yeah.
But the devotee who wants to know it.
Yes.
So maybe this is part of that. We are interested in knowing the details of material relations. So Krishna is revealing in this form.
Krishna is revealing in this form. That's very nice. Bhagavatam is another than Krishna. So it's a Prabhu saying that this whole Bhagavatam section of Canto 3 is expansion of this Chaturshloki in Bhagavad Gita where he says that I give you the buddhi. Where is it? It's there. Bhagavatam is it's not an external source, even though it looks like it's outside of us. It's not an external source. Mataji, anything?
Similarly, we have so many doubts and questions and things. So all of these stories kind of help establish that faith. I mean, yeah, one by one. I mean, there are so many ways that.
Yeah, very nice. Yeah. So many questions are there. We go beyond illusion and doubt. There is a book I've been wanting to read that. Beyond illusion and doubt. We are moving there. Like giving all these pastimes. Anything?
I really like the point you mentioned. Mind is what a goodness message. I didn't know. I was like, it's such a light.
Yeah.
It's such a.
Read this song, yeah. It's going back and saying that this is what it is. I mean, when it is given by Krishna, why do you have to believe that this is passion? Please tell me.
And I really appreciate the way you were trying to connect. The first time I read this chapter, I'm like, okay, whatever, innumerable incarnations. I was just going past. I didn't really pay attention.
It's like he has some effect on me.
Krishna is the supreme lord, and whatever some other things are coming and going. But how we can connect and really.
I was also like, I was thinking, Kapila Dev, 7 chapters. Dattatraya, no chapter. And then yesterday was the only time I could get some time. After picking up my mom at night, I was looking at the book. I've been thinking about this personal base, but there's no reading part too much, So I was thinking, and then yesterday I opened my book around 11:30 p.m. because I came back home around 11. And then my Prabhu comes and then I'm in a different room, so he just opens and he's like, why is the light on still? So I'm looking at these verses. He's like, what are you reading now? Tomorrow is Bhagavad Gita. Why are you giving class? You're reading now or tomorrow? I mean, it was a valid question. I didn't answer it because I didn't have an answer. I kind of showed an evil look and then he went and answered. That's my pathetic situation. So, but this effect this has an effect. Thank you so much. But I want to read that prayer though. This is a special prayer. It was so nice to find this prayer in 6th canto, 8th chapter is Narayana Kavacha. 16th verse. This is the prayer. What do we have to ask Lord Kapila for? What do we have to ask Lord Dattatreya? What do we have to pray to them? That is given in this verse. Yeah. So I'll read the verse again. Ma ugra dharmat akhilat pramadan Narayana patu narascha hasat Dattas tvayoga Dattas tvayoga ata yoganata is yoganata Payat Gunesha Kapila Karma Bandha. He is going to deliver us. So this is the translation. May Lord Narayana protect me from unnecessarily following false religious systems and falling from my duties due to madness. May the Lord in his appearance as Nara protect me from unnecessary pride, because Prabhu superbly explained yesterday. I was thinking, Narayana, we can speak so much. So he said about this person, that person was like, okay. So he demolished, he kind of pulverized the pride of Indra, right? Mother. So he can do that for us. I mean, there are hyper personalities. Cupid and Indra, So for us it is, it's just a disproportionate pride if you at all have something, because we are not even qualified to have it be proud. So, I mean, I'm not sure the blessing, but so he can protect us from unnecessary pride. That's also so cute. The way it is put. Not necessary pride is there, which means necessary pride is related to Krishna. He is my master. I am Krishna's servant. But the unnecessary pride is like, I becomes bigger than Krishna. So, and then interestingly, next thing, I will complete here. May Lord Dattatreya, who is Yoganatha, master of all mystic power, protect me from falling while performing Bhakti Yoga. There is description of how Bhakti Yoga gives all these different mystic perfections. Bhaktivinoda Thakur says, it's like Bhakti Yoga is their destination. And then all these exits are coming. You become sense-controlled, you can get attached to that. We are getting controlled in our senses, actually, whether we notice or not. We don't get overly attracted to onion garlic now, at least after all the years. We don't get attracted to other unmentionable eatables. We've been doing it all before. This is self-control automatically Bhakti Yoga is giving. So, if we only get attached to that ahimsa part of it, we'll forget Bhakti Yoga and we'll become a vegan or vegetarian, proponents. And ladies here in ISKCON Bhakti system, there's nothing less for women. We do pujari work, we do this one, we do that one. But if we become feminists, we are going to lose out on Bhakti Yoga. It's very easy to actually become distracted by all those things. So like that, there are all these different perks that we get, and we take the exits and end up in some other destination. We don't get to Bhakti Yoga. So Lord Dattatreya can protect us from falling away from Bhakti Yoga, because he is the master of mystics. If some mystic thing is going to attract us, he can deliver us from there. So and then Lord Kapila here. May Lord Kapila, the master of all good qualities. We are hankering for some good quality, right? Occasionally we think, I want to become humble. I want to be relieved of this one, I want to be relieved of that one, oh my god, it's yucky. So occasionally we think, so he is the master of all good qualities. May Lord Kapila protect me from material bondage of fruitive activities. Because fruitive activities, if you do with some piety, they do give some good qualities. Some good qualities come. But if we get attracted to that and just go away, then Lord Kapila is not at the end. We end up somewhere else. So, our Lord Dattatreya protects us from falling away from Bhakti Yoga, and Lord Kapila protects us from getting attached in material bondage. Both of them are very powerful together, because one is detaching, one is attaching. So, so Krishna is all glorious. I found another verse. Last verse for today. I heard this somewhere. This is from Lagu Bhagavatamrita. Please believe me that I've never read all these books. But this I've heard. Om Namo Sri Krishnaya Namastasmai Bhagavate Krishnaya Kuntamedase Yo Datte Sarva Bhutanam Abhavayoshati Kalaha. I offer my respectful obeisances to Sri Krishna, the omniscient Supreme Personality of Godhead, who, in order to liberate the conditioned souls from the cycle of repeated birth and death, appeared in the material world in the forms of his innumerable incarnations. So Krishna is the spirit personality of Godhead. We are all fortunate to at least know this. In fact, long way to go to realize it for me, but it's still nice. So I'm eagerly waiting for all the blessings that you all have for me.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Hare Krishna.
Thank you so much.
Yes.
What I wanted to say one word about Dattatraya.
Yeah. Oh, wait.
One thing. I mean, his education is completed. Just observing his 24 spiritual masters. There is no further education needed. What is the cockroach teaching me? What is the honey teaching me? And what is the mountains and everything. So the whole education is taken from nature. What people living here permanently also does anything teaches anything good.
Seriously, not permanently, perpetually. Thank you so much. Thank you. I'm sorry I delayed, but we started late.
Thank you so much.